Welcome back to the program. This is still Good Morning Kenya, and we continue with our conversations this Tuesday morning. Time for women in leadership, and we want to keenly focus on what exactly has hindered the 2/3 gender rule after that promulgation of the Constitution 2010 that provided for that. A good number of women leaders have cited frustration, particularly those in elective position. But aside from that, or in addition to that, what exactly is one of those inhibiting factors that is hindering women from to ascending to position of power, and particularly elective positions? And also, as a country, are we ready for a a female president? As Kenyans, as a people, are we ready for that? That is what we want to have a conversation surrounding on this Tuesday morning, and my guest is already on set. I'm joined by Grita Muthoni. She is actually vying for the position of presidency, the 5th president as a female presidential candidate. Grita, good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning, Doreen. Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you.
How are you feeling?
Feeling good.
Easy, relaxed?
Yes.
All right. You are actually vying for this position on the Empowerment Liberation Party.
Yes.
What does this party stand for, given the fact that it's one of those parties that you're just getting to hear of? I know it was formed in 2017, but we're just getting to hear of right in this time. What does it stand for?
This party, the empowerment, as you hear the word, and liberation, is to empower the common man, the common mwananchi. It is so much people-focused. So it will be more of people more than anything else. And I think why I am vying on it, after coming, you know where I came from, it is because actually the whole team, they have worked so hard to see that there is equality in people's lives, also to see that all the resources shall be divided among us, the people of Kenya, without any discrimination. So equality is the key, and empowerment to the people also, it is a very important thing in this party.
Grita, when you talk about equality and it being people-centered, don't you think that as Kenyans, and also particularly as young people, we have had that enough times?
I think you've heard it enough, but it is only said and never done. That is why you need me to make it be done. Yeah, as a woman. Yeah.
You actually declared your bid, is it like 7 or 8 days ago?
Yeah.
And you were a party member of Ford Asili.
Yes, I was.
But we know that statement that was released by the SG, that was actually on Monday through his Twitter account, and he said that you cannot and you will not vie for presidency on that party ticket. Is that part of what quickly informed your decision to move from Ford Asili to ELP? Oh,
yes, because the actual fact is I was a member of Ford Asili.
So when did he come to deny us that? Because I mean, he was so outright that this actually you cannot.
Actually, this is my membership for Ford Asili, coming from the ORPP, and I thank the government for having such a system that can be able to keep the records. Anyway, it is good. I was happy to hear that, because that makes Kenyans to realize the type of people we are dealing with today, and also to see where the women are cornered. Because when the question was asked to me, I don't think if it was a man could have been asked that question. It was just to break me. But you know what? It gave me more strength. And I didn't shy away from answering all other questions, because it's not about those small things. It's about Kenya. When you have a vision for a nation, you cannot concentrate on such small things. It is more. Because, of course, being a member, you have the right to aspire, and that's exactly what I did.
So what I'm getting from you is that this was more of malice.
Yeah, it was.
And did it, from your perspective, do you think that this came out just because you are a woman?
Strongly. All right. It's because I'm a woman. Of course, most of the conspiracies are done by men. However, I feel it's the right time for women now to come out without fear. You know, women have not understood the strength they carry. We do have a lot of strength. Remember, we are managers from our home to where we are today. The men that conspires, they're born by men, by women. And actually, they consult their mothers. So a woman is a very important person in the universe. That's why we call Mother Nature, Mother Nation, because of the power of a woman. And it's about time, actually, for us now to not fear, not to shy away, and not even to look at the small things that are being cooked. We're above that. Yeah. And I'm coming up as a president of this country because those things we must put them to an end. Somehow. Because as women, we are over 51%. And I think if every woman would vote, you are in. So I'm actually talking to women right now to tell them, do not fear. I know out there you're being discriminated, you're being fought by men, but the time has come. There is always a time for everything, and this is the time for a woman.
There's always a time for everything, and this is the time for women to take up this position.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll come to those issues as we continue unpacking this conversation.
Yeah.
But you have declared your bid to vie for presidency.
Yes.
Of course, in this coming general election.
Yes.
As the first female aspirant.
Absolutely.
I mean, that in itself takes courage.
Yeah.
And whatever will be the outcome of this election, of course, it will go in history as the third, to form the list of the third women who've ever vied for presidency. Of course, this is after Martha Karua and Charity Ngilu in 1997 and Martha Karua in 2013. But when you look at that aspect of women coming to such bigger position, it takes courage.
It does.
What are you bringing to the table?
It takes courage, and I think Martha Karua and Ngilu, they were preparing the way. They were not wrong, but it was not the right time. This is the right time. You know, when things are done, there's always, you can do the right thing at the right time, and the right thing at the wrong time. So I feel strongly the time has come for a woman. And as a woman, as you've heard from all over the world, and many research it, where a woman is, the nation become more productive. There is more equality, there is more human right, there's soft foreign policies that make the nations to be in peace. So I think it is about time for women, not only in Kenya, but all over the world, because the world needs harmony, needs peace. And if you look at it, the majority of the men that are in positions, they're the ones that cause all this. So it's about time, because the children dying belongs to women. The husbands dying, they belong to women. You see, when you look at it, it's all about the denial of ourselves, of not knowing exactly where we belong. And now I feel it is about time for women to feel they belong to the power and share it with men. Yeah, we are good carer, and we care, you know. A woman cares.
Women are just motherly.
We just nurture things, and that's natural. You know, you can imagine that a child grows in a womb of a woman. And and when you give birth to this child, you take care of it, despite whatever condition it is. So a woman is actually born to create. So we are actually very, very, very strong. And I think this is the fear where men have always oppressed women because of that fear. But you know what? It's coming to an end. That's my feeling. Yeah.
Grita, let's interrogate the question of timing.
Yeah.
And just going by those examples that we've given, the likes of Martha Karua and Charity Ngilu, of course, let's just look at Martha Karua a bit, because she is the last female aspirant to ever vie for that position. And by the time she was doing this in 2013, we cannot forget what she had done, even in her capacity as a woman. In 2005, she was key when it came to the reforms, the constitutional reforms at that time, when she was really so big on the no side. You can't forget 2007 and 2008 post-election violence, she was one of those leaders who were on the talks in what came to form the Grand Coalition government. How can you forget between 2002 and 2005, when she served as the cabinet minister for justice and the kind of role that she played at that time? So when you talk about the question of timing, then what exactly does it entail and what does it take? Because I think that after you have amassed all this in your position, whether as a lady or a man, then where does time lie in as a factor?
You're worried about the time, the 4 months? Remember, in this time, there are rules and regulations for this nation. And I feel the campaigns have started. But according to IEBC, the campaigns are supposed to start on the 26th of May, not now. But again, the lawmakers are still the lawbreakers. That's why we need order in this nation. Because you can be doing many other things as we do, charity work, going out there, and we have many people. But what are we doing? We are talking to people. We are thinking deeply about the people of Kenya. We are also law-abiding, because I think in my government there will be law and order. People cannot just be unruly, like there's no nation. You know, there must be order. You know, and who brings order? The leaders. So what I feel that in Kenya, we've had politicians, but not leaders. Because a true leader would care about their country. Remember, at this time around, people are supposed to be working, including them. Where are they on the street? Why destruction to people who are supposed to be at work? Where are we going, being a developing country? We're supposed to kind of project 100 years to come. So there will be no leader should be out there, but they should be in their office. They should be on top of the things, on top of the projects going on, industries and everything, creating the position for the youth that are coming in, training our young people. It should be kind of civic education, so to say. But when you look at it, where is order? Kenya has become so unruly, I'm sorry to say, because who is leading who? And this is my cry as a woman, because I wouldn't want to see the coming generation, and particularly the youth, to have this kind of mentality. I think people are tired and exhausted. That's all I can say. And the people you see on the street, the majority are paid, the majority are used, but what do you see? The very same people going around, they go around themselves. So I know today, the youth, almost 70% of the youth, the majority are educated people. And I'll face them and tell them, please be critical on what you see and watch. Governments and leadership is not done on the street. It's done strategically and creating the future of years to come. As a leader, you sacrifice because you're a servant. They're supposed to be servants, projecting years to come. And
leadership is a question and all about servanthood.
It's servanthood. It should be servanthood. It should be commitment. It is not Kenyans who should not be sleeping because of the worries. It should be them who will not be sleeping. They should have sleepless nights organizing the nation, because there are a lot to be done. We have the health, we have the education, we have agriculture, we have people dying of northern Kenya, we have all the catastrophes that are happening. But when you look at it, you actually become very sad, because you wonder, do we really have leaders? But again, who will bring the change? The Mwananchi themselves. They're the one to bring the change. They're the one to feel it is about time. Why? Because it's them suffering. It is not them. The Mwananchi is the one that will be suffering. Yeah. So when they get exhausted and tired and angry of the situations they are going through, then they'll demand change. And the change is now.
The change is now, you see. But you are saying that it is time. Yes, we hear you. You're saying that Mwananchi is the one to bring the change. Of course, this is through voting. We saw the voter apathy experienced in the country that also rendered IBC to put the listing for a second time, but even at that, they still didn't achieve their target. And Kenyans out here saying that we are tired, and one of those targeted demographic was the young people, which still they didn't meet that target. So when you say that the voter should change, and the voter is saying that I'm voting you in, but you forget my interest very quickly even before you get to that position. Yeah,
you know, the voters, and particularly the young people, I would urge them, come out and vote for change. Because why are they not taking the votes? I mean, the voting, entering in the system.
They're not getting registered as voters.
Exactly, as registered as voters. Because they're tired. They're tired seeing the same thing over and over again. There's something people have to realize. In time, people do change, generation to generation. They are not the same. You cannot manipulate a young person today. It will always be impossible, because they have the thoughts of their own and they can think independently. So if they do not come out, it will be their loss. They need to come out. They need to know what they want. They need to kind of command, what change do you want? Go for that change. Do not be manipulated. Do you know why? When they come out and they are paid, you're given 1,000 shillings to come out, or 500, divided in 5 years. How much money have you gotten? That's my argument. How much money? Instead of you going for the policies, how are you gonna cater for me in 5 years to come? And if
who really is building this culture, Grita? Is it the politician or the young person?
The politicians. And why? You know, it will be a win-win. Remain stupid. I will manipulate you. You will keep on voting for me. So enlighten a person. You cannot manipulate them anymore. And this is where we need to get. Because you see, the goodness about being in leadership as a woman will not manipulate you.
Hold that thought there. A woman will not manipulate you.
No.
I want us to take a very quick break. When we come back, we interrogate that issue further. Why would a woman not manipulate you? As well as look at some of those national issues that if elected, she will address. We take that break. Stay with us. We'll come back with Good Morning Kenya.